Alright people, what's going on? Space Cowboy here, welcome back to the channel. Got another video for you guys today. Before we get started with today's video, please make sure to drop a like down below. It can help the channel out a lot, so I would greatly appreciate for you guys to continue to do so. Also, make sure to subscribe if you're new to get more Dallas Cowboys content from yours truly now and in the future. And finally, hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. Without further ado, we have a couple things to go over with training camp underway, as well as a couple other things. So to start off, what has happened of recent? Well, to start off in no particular order, in terms of the active / physically unable to perform list, Dontari Poe and Tyrone Crawford have made that list. Crawford having something with his hip and Dontari Poe something with his quad. So we'll just monitor that. In terms of what also happened, we saw Jon'Vea Johnson and Savion Smith, both of which have been placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. Now, in case you're wondering what that list means, it means that they've either tested positive or come in contact with someone who's contracted the virus. But that doesn't mean that they're positive. So there's that. In terms of other roster moves, the Dallas Cowboys have waived running back Jordan Chun, defensive tackle Garrett Marino, and they also waived long snapper Joe Fortunato, and as well as Azir Kamara, rookie linebacker. Now, with all that in mind, just a couple, trimming the fat, as many teams start doing at some point, but considering that there's no preseason games, we're going to have, it's going to be interesting. Now, I think the biggest move, well, and in case you're wondering, by August 16th, we must trim the roster from 90 players to 80, so that's also part of that as well. But I should add this. There's a new provision in the agreement with the NFL and the NFLPA that basically, has it to where padded practices are scheduled to begin on August 17th. So again, so far the Cowboys have had really no issues whatsoever. I mean, we just saw Jameez Olawale, our fullback, decide to opt out the season, which, again, honestly, I think Sabo was probably going to win the job or had a chance to win the job. Now it's his to lose at this point. So there's that. I will say, though, that I do believe that we just got to be careful because we do not know what other players might opt out. But from what I'm getting at, no other players are going to be planning on opting out. But we should also just keep in mind that that's a possibility. Now, when it comes to one of the bigger moves, especially in our special teams department, they've decided on a kicker. They're going to be rolling with Greg Zuerlein, and honestly, I'm not shocked by that. I think with John Fassel coming in from the Rams, I think, people, they were like, let's just go with what I'm comfortable with. Now, I want to be emphatically clear. I know people were saying, well, Greg Zuerlein, it didn't look as good as he was and stuff like that, but Kai Forbath was like 10 for 10, and he hit all his extra points, and I understand that. But we have to realize something, guys, is that Kai Forbath was not going to be the long-term option with this team, okay? He was just there for a short period of time, and maybe if they had a competition, maybe we'll see what goes on. But honestly, I'm not shocked they kept Greg Zuerlein. My only concern is that can he rebound from that slump he had last year? I think he made like 72% of his field goals or something around. Like, it was low. So hopefully he can rebound. I think he will. But either way, I think the Cowboys did upgrade at kicker, regardless of who they went with Kai Forbath or Greg Zuerlein. I think both of them are easily better than Brett Maher, especially with considering, Greg Zuerlein has the experience with being a kicker on the same team for quite some time and making those big kicks. We all remember, if you do, the kick he made to send the Rams to the Super Bowl in 2018, and stuff like that. So if you forget, Greg Zuerlein signed a 3-year, $7.5 million deal in late March. So what this means is that basically the Cowboys have him on a 1-year deal, but if he does impress, the Cowboys could keep him for 2 more years. And honestly, all he's got to do is be better than, he's got to be better than Brett Maher. We're not asking for him to be like prime Dan Bailey or a Justin Tucker type of guy. Just be good enough to make the kicks when we need you. And honestly, it comes down to play calling as well. But yeah. So yeah, there goes the kicking competition. Another thing I wanted to add was how the training camp was going to be operated. So as we know, Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff have decided that we're going to have 2 phases to this training camp. The first is the pre-training camp phase, which will be from the 2nd of August, which just started yesterday of this recording, and up until August 12th. And then as for the actual training camp phase, that will take place from August 13th to September 5th. And then the season opener against the Rams on the road on September 13th. So, with all this in mind, with how things are going about, basically we're starting the traditional, what we would see was training camp on the 13th. And basically, I think that this is going to definitely basically help with, getting things set, and stuff like that. What I did like from Mike McCarthy's talk with the veterans was that basically he said it's all about winning, right? Like the vibe was so much more different than what we're accustomed to or from what I've seen when we've had Jason Garrett as the head coach, right? The vibe felt very much different, number one. And number two, it's just the attitude was a hell of a lot more confident, as well as more, I don't want to say engaging, but it was just a lot more oomph to it, if that makes any sense. I feel a hell of a lot more confident now with Mike McCarthy. Now, even if this year doesn't pay dividend, with what's going on, even if we don't win a championship, or even if we miss the playoffs by a couple games, it's all about knowing where we're at right now and trying to build towards where we want to go. Now, again, I do think that the Cowboys have definitely the roster in place to do something. But again, we're going to see what happens, because I don't know if we're going to have a full-on football. I'm hoping we do, and odds are what they might do is they might resort to doing regional bubbles, which I would not be, shocked with. Basically, they have, I don't know how it would be, all the divisions play in a secluded bubble, and basically they play in the same stadium, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but we're going to just see, because right now we're looking what's going on with the MLB. MLB's been a travesty with with what happened with the Marlins, and basically half the team getting infected. And then with basketball, when they're having a hell of a success with what's going on. So, otherwise, I do believe that the Dallas Cowboys are doing some, they're making the right decisions right now. And again, we're going to see what this final roster looks like. When we get closer to the training camp, I'll probably do another video talking about us cutting down from the 90 to 80, as well as any other news that comes out. Otherwise, I'm not going to really be doing a whole lot of videos, mainly due to the fact of got a couple things going on. Nothing bad in my personal life. I'm getting ready to embark on a new journey. In case you guys are wondering, what that means is I'm moving out sometime in October. So that might impact videos if we do have a season, but I'll definitely let you guys know that. But yeah, I wanted to just give you guys that forewarning, hey, don't be surprised if videos don't come out as often, because again, it's COVID season, and there's really nothing much to talk about. I mean, if we had preseason games, I'd definitely be doing that, but the problem is, again, we don't got nothing to go off of yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys sometime in the future to talk about what's going on with the the training camps and how the Cowboys are progressing. Otherwise, you guys have a good one, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. All right, guys, peace out. Bye-bye.